to Liam Neeson again. Part 2 here. I guess this is part 2. It's the camera stop. Finally some Simpson stuff. He's got all these World of Springfield Simpson toys, mitten box. He hardly has any other Simpson stuff. It's out. Here's the bathrooms. It's kind of funny. Bathrooms. These are funny. These underwear. That's kind of funny. There's some more. This talks about action figures, different types, different kinds. There's some Watchmen toys. I have that. There's more of the Simpson stuff. That's all the Simpson stuff he's got, pretty much, except for a little bit here and there. Didn't have any of the dioramas or anything. That's kind of cool. Scary. There's Plastic Man. More Avengers stuff. And of course, thank God he doesn't hardly have any Harry Potter crap. He's got some Lord of the Rings stuff, which that's okay. There's some Shrek. There's some Robot Chicken. And he's got this big thing of this. Here's some guy's collection, I guess, who died. And so he gave him his collection. So he's got a bunch of stuff. That Lego Ninja Mutant Turtle is pretty cool. But this was this guy's. He died, so that's the deal with him, I guess. And this was all of his stuff. He's got an autographed Lost in Space robot, which is kind of cool. There's that RoboCop toy that I have. A bunch of stuff. Here's some more stuff up here. And there's more little toys like that I would have. Here's the fuck you to those. Both of those wasted human lives shouldn't even be alive, let alone have toys. Here's the Western stuff. So I have a whole lot of toys, mostly games and books and pictures and records and stuff like that. But if you're into that, that's kind of cool. It's got a lot of it. Don't have a lot of, hardly have any Western stuff at all. There's that guy. You know, that guy. But he's got some toys, some action figures, not very many. Not very many of the Western stuff. Kind of a cool collection of stuff. Records. There's some Lincoln Logs. Just have those. This is on somebody. Then we have toys of the 80s. Well, here you go. That's it's got California Raisins. I've got those. It's got some G.I. Joe stuff, which I don't care about. Some Smurf stuff that I have, not a lot. My Little Pony. I wish I had some more of My Little Pony. Superpower stuff, Hall of Justice. That's really cool. I wish I had that Hall of Justice. And more stuff of the 80s. There's some Master of the Universe toys, which are way expensive. Those are way cool. I wish I had those toys right there. I don't know what they are, but I wish I had them. And let's see. So, oops. Sorry about that. And a glitch there in the recording feature. So, okay, now we're going to go around here. There's not much left. Here's some more. That's Marvel stuff. Oh, that's cool. That's way cool. That's way cool. Superman. So, Lee Merriweather. Ooh. Stop motion stuff. That's kind of cool. A little stop motion thing he's got going here. A little movie about it. It's kind of cool. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. Here's this little playground for little kids, which is kind of cool. It's got a big castle on top, and then little kids can go around in here and play with toys and dress up. And what's way cooler, these phones, these hotline phones. That's kind of cool, kind of clever. Want to see a big fat guy, an old fat guy who likes toys? There he is right there. And let's see, there's costumes and stuff. Little kids can play with stuff in here, which I think is a great idea. There's this big brontosaurus up here, which I just now noticed, even though it's the biggest thing in here and I didn't see it before. Here's some beetle figures, like what I have right there. All right, not too much stuff left. This is some more Marvel stuff. This is this guy's, the guy who owns the museum. This is his figure here, this geezer guy. Big cutout of him. Some more Beatles stuff. There's toys everywhere. He's got a lot of these cool little cars. There's that room again from way far away. Pretty cool. Some Tony the Tiger stand up. And some more Star Wars crap. He likes the Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's for sure. He's got a lot of that stuff. Ooh, that eyeball's cool on top of that thing. I wouldn't mind having that. There's some more Marvel stuff. What's cool, real cool, is this World War II stuff. And he's got all this World War II stuff. Here's the Pacific Theater with all these 12-inch G.I. Joe type dolls fighting Japanese, got a bunch of Japanese, American stuff, fighting this Wicked. That's all really Wicked. This little diorama is Wicked. This is pretty damn cool. This is pretty damn cool, this little diorama thing here. Okay, and then you go over and he's got the European theater here. So he's got Americans and Captain America there. There's the motorcycle that I have. But he's got them fighting these Germans. There's Jeeps. There's a Jeep that's fallen over. He's got like medic. Okay, now they're fighting Germans, so there's the Germans. He's got planes dropping bombs, which is pretty damn cool. Planes dropping bombs. There's the bomb. Here's the Germans. Germans pretty cool. I realize they made so many German figures. But, so he's got this little thing here, and then he's got this little German thing here, and these are way cool. It's pretty cool. This blown up old house here with these German officers. Ooh, there's a little swastika. Look, a swastika in the action figure museum. Which is the right-wingers' favorite part of the museum. Come in and reminisce about the good old days. I guess these guys are really collectible since they're in. These are some high-dollar G.I. Joe collectible figures, I would imagine. And so this is about it. This is about the whole museum here. And slowly pan, and there are about other people here, but this is the museum. There's that part. Of course, he's got any more stuff over there. There's another Pee-wee. He's got a couple Pee-wee dolls here, not a lot. Doesn't have the Pee-wee set like I do. You guys have some cool stuff. He's got the cool stuff here. So this was quite